Hey guys, welcome to The Snap. It's your host Lando, and I'm talking about NFL prospect Najee Harris, running back out of Alabama. Today I'm going to be talking about his college stats, going through his film analysis, giving you a best NFL comp, and then giving you my verdict and where I rank him in the NFL draft as NFL prospects. So you can draft him in your Dynasty leagues. How early do you take him? Do you take him first or second as a running back? I'll cover everything today. So make sure to like and subscribe. And I'm ready for this. This is going to be exciting, guys. I'm talking about the senior running back. He's 22 years old, 6'2", 230 pounds. He's a big boy. Najee Harris got the award, the Doak Walker Award winner for the best running back in the nation. He won that over breakout running back Breece Hall and Travis Etienne from the Clemson Tigers. He also set a record for Alabama running backs with 30 touchdowns this season. He beat Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry scored 28 as an Alabama running back, and Najee scored 30 this season. Jumping over to his college stats, it took him a couple years to break out. He took him a couple of years to get the opportunities in college. 2019, he had 200 carries. In 2020, he had 250. He's been great. He's been a phenomenal running back since when he gets the carries. But in the first 2 years, when he joined Alabama, he had to go up against a guy like Damien Harris and Josh Jacobs. So it took him a little bit of time, but he finally got there, and he showed what he can do. What I love most about Najee Harris is kind of what he did in the receiving game this year. 43 receptions out of the backfield for over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's made himself a very competent pass catcher, and that's what we want to see in fantasy football. When you're drafting your dynasty leagues and in your redraft leagues, we want a guy that can do both. Stay on the field for all 3 downs. A fun fact about Najee Harris is he had 3 consecutive 2,000-yard rushing years in high school. So he was one of the best running backs in the nation in high school. He was the number 1 overall running back prospect coming out of high school. He could choose any university and college he wanted to do, but he chose Alabama. So I would have loved to have seen Najee Harris declare for the NFL draft last year, but I think he wanted to have more opportunities. He wanted to win a national title as a starting running back. This year, he was second in the nation in total scrimmage yards, only behind teammate Devonta Smith. So he had a great season, phenomenal season. That's why he's being talked about this year. That's why you should draft him on your fantasy team. Now, jumping into the film room today, you'll see it. If you watch the film, Najee Harris is a tough runner, known for his stiff arms, his hurdles. This guy can hurdle at 6'2". This guy can hurdle a grown man. He's got the great burst. He's got great burst for his size. That's the biggest thing. He's not bursty like Travis Etienne, but he's burst for a guy that's 230 pounds. I'll tell you that. Now, he's also improved his burst from 2019 to 2020, where 2019 he was still great. He was still good by no stretch, but he showed a second gear. So he probably hit the gym a little bit more, got that burst, got that explosiveness ready, and that's why he's probably the top running back this year. I do believe he needs to work on his patience, but he's very elusive for his size. So a guy this big, again, we're going to keep coming back to this. He's got a dirty little spin move, a quick spin move, and a juke upfield that makes defenders miss. That's what I love to see, and that's where he'll make defenders miss in the NFL as well. But don't get this wrong. He's not afraid of contact. He'll put his shoulder down. He'll pump his legs and get more yards after contact. It normally took 2 or 3 defenders to get him down in the SAC. Now, I do believe he's a 3rd down or all 3 down running back. He's a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down running back in the NFL because he can catch to the backfield. He's got decent pass protection, and that's what we want to see, that whoever drafts Najee Harris uses him on all 3 downs, and that's where he's going to be great for your fantasy squad. Now, his contact balance is phenomenal as well. Like I said, If a defender doesn't arm tackles him or just puts his shoulder down, doesn't wrap him up, he's going to bounce off there and get extra yards. As a weakness, I'm going to say he should have came out last year. He should have went to the NFL last year. His weakness is that he's a little bit old. Now, a guy like Cam Akers is younger than Najee Harris, so that it's too bad personally, because I really liked him last year anyways. He would have been definitely in the top 5 running backs for me last year if he came out last year. He has shown flashes of greatness, no doubt, but he's been behind an elite offensive line. You can't hold that against him, but sometimes he relies on his O-line a little bit too much. Another weakness I would say is that he's not the fastest straight line runner. Not the biggest deal. It's not proven that a super fast 40 time is going to produce a great running back, but I'm not expecting him to test overly well in his pro day. My best player comparison is going to be David Johnson. They're around the same size and speed. I do believe Najee Harris is going to go in the early to mid second round in this year's draft, which should give him an opportunity to catch the ball out of the backfield. But a player comparison for Najee is really tough. It's not fair to give him a moniker of a smaller Derrick Henry, because that's not fair to Najee and that's not fair to Derrick Henry. They're not the same player. Najee can catch better out of the backfield, and Derrick Henry is a one of one. My co-host describes Najee as a Matt Forte style running back. I like that one too. They're right around the same size as well. Matt Forte is a great pass catcher out of the backfield as well. I think this could be someone that I lean on. But again, it's the pass catching that these guys do really well that Najee needs to remain really good at. It happened in the LSU game last year, 2 years ago, I guess, where Najee was 1-on-1 with an NFL caliber corner and won and got the touchdown. And I could see that see him being used in a slot position in the NFL, especially if he lands on a team that needs wide receiver help. My verdict is that Najee is my number 1 running back this year. He's a phenomenal running back, and he can fit into any NFL scheme because he can be used in the power running scheme, in a zone running scheme. I'm not too concerned. He can do it all because of his size, speed, elusiveness. No question. He's got a great mix of size and speed. So I think he's going to be great in the NFL, great on your fantasy squads. And I do believe he might be in a tier by himself. Now, we will be doing a player profile on Travis Etienne, and we'll have to see how high I've got Travis Etienne, but it might be the two of them up on a tier by themselves in this 2021 rookie class. But I do believe that his testing numbers will prove that he's not going to be a 5-star guy. He's not going to be a generational talent like Barkley or Taylor. So I'm not going to trade the world in Dynasty for that 101 potentially in Najee Harris. But if you need running back help, I think this guy will produce right away in the NFL because he is an NFL-ready running back. Get this guy in your team. He's going to be probably a really good value in redraft leagues. So that's it for today, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment below who you want to see next. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.